Nearly a year after his defeat in the general election, former President Donald Trump is back to being a businessman. So, how's that going? Going good? I mean, let's check in on Trump Tower. Trump Tower must be doing fantastic, right? Tremendous. Turns out, according to the Washington Post, it's not. Now, Trump Tower tenants have fallen behind on rent and are now fleeing the building. Yes. And that's those who have just fallen behind on rent and not those who have just left the building because they didn't want to be there anymore, didn't want to be at Trump Tower anymore. Interesting. So now, one of the tenants included Mark Fisher Footwear. So you might not be familiar with that brand. However, apparently, these were the manufacturers of Ivanka's shuttered shoe brand. So Ivanka Trump. Oops. Another company is Marcraft, which sold $1,400 Trump-branded suits during the Apprentice run. So it's gotten so bad, the Post refers to this as an implosion. Wow. So how bad? Mark Fisher Footwear has racked up $1.5 million in unpaid rent. That's according to a lawsuit filed by the Trump Organization. Marcraft, the suit maker, is $664,000 behind on rent and is merely a carcass after filing for bankruptcy in New Jersey, saying that its only assets were $40.75 in a checking account and 1,200 damaged coats. Oops. Oh, there's more. Legacy Business School, which was once headed by Kris Jenner, head of the Kardashian family, charged $70,000 in annual tuition, or used to. Now they happen to be $198,000 in past rent and have reportedly fallen into turmoil. All told, Trump Tower's 12 leased floors are currently only 75% occupied, which I know sounds like a lot, but it's actually the lowest level it's been since 2013. All told, the 12 leased floors of the Trump Tower serve as collateral for a $100 million loan, one of Donald Trump's largest debts, that is due in full next year. Oh, ain't that a shame? Not good. Yeah, sad. Yeah, very, very, very sad. However, there does happen to be one sort of piece of good news for Trump with all the bad stuff that's going on. From the Post, through all that, as Trump Towers dealt with imploding tenants, political backlash, and a broader pandemic-related slump in Manhattan office leasing since last year, it has been able to count on one reliable, high-paying tenant. Oh, here we go. Okay, who is it? Who's the person that's keeping Trump Tower afloat? Oh, it would be Donald Trump. His campaign specifically. Oops. Turns out, Make America Great Again PAC has paid nearly $37,000 in rent since March. Campaign finance experts said that while the arrangement isn't illegal, it shows Trump is continuing his practice of exploiting loose regulations and his own supporters' trust to convert political donations into private revenue for himself. One person familiar with Trump's PAC, who says that its staffers do not regularly use the office space, so they're not even using it, right? And they're still paying $37,000 in rent. Well, that person said, this may not be the most efficient use of the donor's money. Really? No kidding. You look who you're talking about. You think Donald Trump gives a damn about spending donor money, like wisely, at all? The guy used to, he used to run a charity, the Donald J. Trump Foundation, that used donor money to purchase a picture of himself for $60,000. He ended up having to pay a $2 million settlement to the defrauded donors to that foundation. He admitted that in court documents in 2019. that, he had used the foundation to settle legal obligations of his businesses. Oh, no kidding. Oh, so basically they're just paying his legal bills. Great. Now, he had also raised $75 million to fight election fraud. We got to fight the fraud. We got to stop the fraud. Oh, we got to overturn the results of the election. That's what we got to do. We got to do the recounts. We got to do these ballot challenges. Yeah, we got to do all that so we can get back into office. Okay, you raised $75 million. Well, how much did you spend? None. Well, at least none on that. The Save America PAC, which had in July, spent nothing on the various election ballot challenges throughout the country. Oops. He also didn't pay poor old Rudy, who's getting trolled on Cameo. He's so poor, he's got to go on Cameo to beg for money. And of course, people are trolling the hell out of him. And it's fantastic. It is so fun to see. So good. So good. So now, according to a separate report, Save America PAC has funded some of the former president's travel, legal fees, staff, and other expenses. I'm assuming some of which, of course, have returned back to him somehow. PAC has also kept hold of a lot of money that it has raised. And there's speculation, of course, that he's just using that to live off of. Oops. Yeah, now you want to talk about being efficient with donor money. Come on, man.
Give me a break.
It's all a con. It's a con. He's raising money for himself. He always has. He always will. Right? That money, of course, gets filtered from his PACs into his businesses. And, of course, that filters into his money, into his pocket. Like he did with a lot of other properties that he's had. For example, I remember talking about Turnberry, right? Turnberry, that resort. Now, Donald Trump had signed a deal to direct air traffic to Prestwick Airport in exchange for having the people, the airmen, stay at Turnberry. The partnership, which began a year before Trump's presidential campaign, according to the New York Times, the campaign kicked off, worked to add Trump Turnberry to a list of hotels used by the airport's aircrew, despite the fact that it is significantly farther away from the airport than other hotels used in a similar manner and had higher advertised prices, according to the Times. Scam artist extraordinaire. And we all know it, of course. We knew then, we know now. The only people that don't know are the idiots that are still giving you money. How stupid do you have to be to keep sending Donald Trump more of your money? Donald Trump, the supposed billionaire that doesn't need your money, somehow, for some reason, you keep sending him your money. Like, how dumb are you? Seriously. Wow. I mean, still, going back to the Trump Tower, well, it is poetic justice, I think, to see some of his clientele either go broke, right, or move out of his overpriced garbage tower, which should be knocked down and replaced with a homeless shelter, or think about it, knock over Trump Tower, replace it with low-income housing. I just not sure how you would get the stench out of the area, but I'm sure they'd figure it out. Look, the guy's toxic, his brand's toxic, and at the end of the day, he's going to keep finding ways to try to scam his followers down to the very last one. And when he runs out of that, if that ever happens, of course, he's going to have nothing left. And that's it. Sad. Baby. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.